Welcome back to Patriot. My name is Morgan. I'm the physical therapist that'll be working with you this week. So last week during week one, that was our first week, we kind of introduced ourselves, you signed our health contract and committed to our program for the next 8 weeks, so we're super excited about that. You also completed a pre-test just talking about what you know about hypertension and just kind of some risk factors to see where your level is now. And after looking at it, there were a few things that caught my eye, a couple red flags that I wanted to discuss with you. And I wrote down here that last week your blood pressure was reading about 139/88. So that would be considered pre-hypertension, so not like full-fledged high blood pressure, but we're on the risk of it. So just before we start, I'd like to take your blood pressure today and see where we're running right now. I'll have you scoot over here for me. So your arm is going to rest on the table. Good. Okay. All right, so your blood pressure today is running about 141/88. So that is going to be considered hypertensive, actually. So before you were in the pre-hypertensive stage, so hypertension is considered 140/90 or greater. So ideally we want to be in the normal range, which is less than 120/less than 80. And so if you're pre-hypertensive, if you're on the path towards hypertension, that's going to be less than 140/less than 190.
Okay.
That's where you were running last week. I think it was 139/88 is what I have written down here. So your systolic pressure, your top number, is a little higher this week. So let's go ahead and talk about some risk factors for hypertension. We kind of brought these up in the pre-test last week, but I want to go into more detail and explain them to you this week and what we can do to change them. So there are a couple risk factors that you can change. We call those modifiable, and then we have some that are non-modifiable. So with our Patriot program, we want to focus on the ones that we can change and hopefully decrease those risks. So if I remember correctly, you mentioned that you did not smoke, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good. So smoking is a big risk factor for hypertension, so that's great that you're not smoking. Also, diet and exercise, that kind of thing. So with diet, we really want to limit our sodium intake, so our salt. So if we're eating out a lot, if we're eating a lot of fast food, French fries, that kind of thing, that can increase our risk as well.
Okay.
And so with exercise, we really want to be exercising at least 3 to 5 times a week, and not really living a sedentary lifestyle. So are you exercising regularly? Is that something you like to do?
Maybe like once a week, but not really.
No? Okay. So we will be discussing that later on in the program. We're going to actually set you up with an exercise prescription based on what you're capable of. And I'll actually send you home with a sheet that's going to have everything itemized for you, so you'll be able to practice that at home.
Okay.
All right. So also with our diet and that kind of thing, obesity is a problem, which that's not really a problem for you, but also living with diabetes is a problem. That can also increase our risk as well. So some things that we can't change, that's going to be our family history and our genetics. There's actually a gene that can be passed down that can make you retain salt more. So when you retain salt, it brings more fluid into the vessels, and that's just not really great. So we can't really change that. There's nothing we can do about that. And same with race. African Americans have the highest risk of hypertension over Caucasians and Hispanics, specifically African American males. So that's going to put you at the highest risk.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, nothing we can really do about that. And then finally, living a chronically stressed life can have a negative impact on our vessels. Basically, we're just always stressed with work and financials, that kind of thing. Our vessels are going to tighten up and constrict, and it's going to create a higher pressure that the blood's going to have to flow against. So that can cause a problem as well. So basically, just looking at your demographic sheet and your pre-test, I did notice there were a couple of those risk factors that do apply to you. So I just wanted to touch on those, and then we'll go from there later on.
Okay.
Okay, gentlemen, welcome back to week 5. This week we're going to be teaching you how to monitor your own blood pressure. So it's going to be super interactive. I want you to get involved with doing it, and we'll be moving around a little bit.
Okay.
So first, for you to take your blood pressure at home, we're going to be using an automatic cuff. You know, I took it with the stethoscope and that kind of thing, but this is gonna be able to let you do it all by yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so first I'm gonna teach you how to do it, and then I'll have you do it afterwards.
Alright.
Okay, so first things first, I'll have you scoot into the table a little bit. Good, and your arm is gonna rest exactly how you were on the table. We want the arm kind of in line with the heart level, so not too high.
Okay.
I'll have your feet flat on the floor like mine, sitting up tall. Good, okay, now to put the cuff on, you'll see here it tells you artery mark, and it's colored right here, so you can know exactly how to do it. So I'll just slide your arm in there. All right. We want to make sure that it is on skin contact, so we'll have to pull your shirt up a little bit. Let's see, so we'll find our artery mark, and we're going to line it up right here with the center of our elbow.
Okay.
Okay? It's going to be a little snug. Okay, so we pull it tight. Make sure we're all lined up. Like so. Does that feel snug?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right. So from there, we're sitting up tall, like so. We're gonna press the big power button. That's gonna turn it on, and it'll start pumping up.
Okay.
All right, great job. So your blood pressure is reading 135/87 today. So that's both numbers have dropped, your top and bottom number.
That's good.
Yeah. So when we log our blood pressure, this is what we're going to use, this little form here, and I'm going to send this home with you.
Okay.
So I have week 1, week 2, and then it goes on throughout the weeks here.
Okay.
So we have a Monday AM, Monday noon, Monday PM. So since it's Monday morning, you can go ahead and log that one right here in the notes. So you'll have your top number here, systolic, bottom number, diastolic.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. And if you happen to forget the classifications of what's normal, what's pre-hypertension, I have it here for you as well. All the way up to stage 4, very severe.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna send this with you. You'll log it every day. Just by logging it 3 times a day, you'll be able to watch any trends to see if it's higher in the mornings or higher at night, that kind of thing.
Okay.
All right, now do you feel comfortable putting this on by yourself?
Sure.
You think you could do it for me and let me see? All right. All right, so you can put it on. Remember, proper alignment. We'll look for the cord over here. There you go. Remember, we want it lined up good with the center of the elbow. Got it. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, and remember, in line with our heart, good posture. Then we hit start. Good, and it's turning on. Hi Devin,
Hey.
Welcome back to Patriot.
Okay.
So before we get started with this week's interventions, let's just discuss what we've done in the previous weeks.
Okay.
So we discussed what hypertension is, the risk factors associated with it. You spoke with our nutritionist regarding a meal plan and different modifications.
Mm-hmm.
We worked on the exercise plan for you to work on at home.
Okay.
Remember the home exercise program we sent you with?
Yeah.
You also learned how to take your blood pressure at home. So how are those going for you? Are you remembering to track your blood pressure?
Yeah, everything's going great.
Okay. What about the diet? How's that going?
That's the hardest part.
Yeah, okay. It typically is. So are you working on the exercises?
Yeah, I'm exercising about 4 times a week now, so.
Okay. So actually today what we're going to do is kind of take a look back at those exercises, see if we can increase anything, make it harder, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So just to test your memory, are you able to show me your exercises without me prompting you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can do that.
So what do you usually start with?
Start with the treadmill usually.
Okay, let's see what you can do.
Okay.
Okay. So you've been walking about 2 miles per hour. Okay, and how's that going for you?
It's going pretty good.
And you're on the treadmill for what, 15-ish
15
minutes?
minutes.
Okay, so if that's feeling okay with you, I'd like to increase the speed a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe just up maybe 2 notches. How about that?
That feels
And then
good.
I'd like to increase the elevation too, so we can work on some leg strength as well. So it's kind of be like you're walking up a hill a little bit.
Okay.
That feel okay?
Yeah, feels fine.
All right, do you think you'd be able to do this for about 20 minutes?
Should be able to do that.
Okay, perfect. So let's just work on this a little bit. Okay. Okay, so after the treadmill, what do you usually do next?
Usually squats.
Squats? Okay,
Mhm.
let me see what you can do. Okay, good. The home exercise program says you're doing 2 sets of 10, so 20 total.
Mhm.
You're able to do those?
Yeah.
No soreness, nothing like that?
Nah, nothing.
Okay, well since you can do that with ease, let's make it a little bit harder.
Okay.
Typically when we bend down in real life, it's just to pick something up. We don't typically just bend over for nothing.
Okay.
So let's make it a little more functional. Would you have access to kettlebells or some kind of weight?
Yeah, at the gym they got kettlebells.
Okay. Alright, well I'm gonna give you 5 pounds. So this is gonna be like just a heavy bag of groceries.
Okay.
Let's see, you hold it and take a squat. Back to the chair, good. How's that?
Feels good.
Feels good? You want more weight? You think you can handle
I think
more?
I can handle some more.
Alright. Let's try 10 pounds. So, like a backpack.
Okay.
Picking up your backpack off the floor.
Yeah, I can feel that more.
Okay. You think you'd still be able to do 2 sets of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's update that exercise program. Alrighty, good. Okay, so now we've talked through all your exercises, we've updated the weights, the sets, the reps, all that good stuff. I'm gonna send you home with the new exercise program. So here it is. You can just take a look at that. All the pictures are with the exercises. And you can actually access the passwords on the front. You can access it and watch videos in case you forget how to do them.
Mm-hmm.
So does that all make sense? You can follow the pictures.
Yeah, this looks
Okay.
good.
And you're gonna have access to the equipment that you need at the gym.
Yeah.
And you feel safe doing this by yourself at the gym.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Okay, so any other questions?
No, that'll do it.
All right, well, I'm gonna send you home with that. You can practice and I'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.